Welcome back to our series, Your Mind on College, with your host, Isabel Guara. Today we're coming at you with episode 4, which is all about communicating with your professors. Now, the first place in which you will definitely encounter your professor is in the classroom. Our first tip is to always maintain a formal tone and address professors as either professor or doctor. Some professors may tell you what they prefer to be called. I would personally default to either professor or doctor last name. Next, make sure that you're present in class. This means both physically and intellectually. If professors know you're attending and you're engaged, they are much more likely to help you out in a sticky situation later on. You may also want to sit in the front of the room if it is a large lecture hall, just to be noticed. Next, note your professor's preferred communication method. The syllabus handed out on the first day will state the professor's preferred communication and their office hours. Finally, this is optional. If it's a large class and you want to stand out, you may consider introducing yourself after the first class. Approach the professor after class, introduce yourself, and briefly say that you're excited about the class. As long as you're positive and polite, this can only help you down the line. You can also meet with your professor outside of the normal class hours. Office hours are a scheduled time when you can meet with a professor. This is the same for all students, and they usually occur weekly. They are required of nearly all professors and often teaching assistants as well. And there may be other people there, especially if the class is large or the professor teaches multiple classes. You may find yourself benefiting from other people's questions. If you can't attend office hours, schedule an appointment with your professor. We'll talk about how to email professors in just a second. Finally, do not contact professors by phone, text, or any kind of social media unless they explicitly say that that's okay. There are very few exceptions to this rule. It's generally regarded as unprofessional and may make the professor feel uncomfortable. Stick with your university email. Finally, let's talk about how to write the perfect email to a professor. Start out by including a succinct subject line. Professors are busy people. They're often involved in a lot of projects. Hit them with 2 to 10 words that mean they've basically read your entire email. For example, Sys 120 paper extension. It's clear what class I'm talking about and exactly what I need. Next, always use complete sentences and proper punctuation and grammar. While it is the professor's job to respond to you and make sure that you understand the material, they are much more likely to do so if you come across very respectful. Next, less is more. Professors are busy people. The shorter you can get your email while staying respectful, the better off you probably are. Communicate early and often. The essence of this idea is that if you ask for something early on, you are more likely to be able to get it. For example, let's say you're asking for a reference. If you ask a professor a couple of days before the deadline, they're much more likely to turn you down or to feel slightly disrespected by your request than if you ask them several weeks in advance and give them time to work on it. Finally, convey respect for their time. Asking for a meeting, an explanation of concepts, reference, or an extension on a paper all costs the professor valuable time. While it is their job to make sure that you're learning the material and you have everything you need to be successful, they're not obligated to go out of their way to help you. The more respectful you can be, the better your chance that they're going to help you. You can simply say, "I understand your time is valuable, and I do not take it for granted." Thanks for joining us for this episode of Your Mind on College, and we'll see you next time.